Okay, this is a welcome screen when you open up Premiere. We will now make a new project. Title this with your last name and whatever the project is. And very important, we need to tell this where to go and be saved. Okay, so I have already made a folder with all of my files inside. And I will select that and choose it to save my Premiere file into. So it's all in one nice place all together. And then say OK. Okay, here we are. Up top we have workspace choices, and it may be on there already, but we want to choose editing. And you'll notice we have 4 frames here. We have a source frame, a program frame, a project frame, and a timeline. Next, we want to get our files in here to work with. We will do that by going to the File menu and then Import, and navigate to your folder with all your files in it. Now you can hold down your Command key and select many things at once if you like. Say Import. They will populate down here in your project bin. Now you'll notice some of these have different colors. This is just an image, JPEG, that'll be pink. Movie files are purple, and so on and so forth. Just double click. It will then put your film or your movie or your media right up here into the source panel. Now this is just a preview panel, so you can decide what to work with. You can scrub across your video to see what you have, and so forth. Okay, very quickly, I do not want this entire clip in my movie, so I will choose the section that I'd like to use by finding the starting point. That looks good. And hit I on your keyboard. That stands for in. And roughly find where you would like this to end, and hit O for out. Now we have the selection. Next, if you would like the music, audio, and the film, you can grab this and drag it down to your timeline. Now in this case, I know I don't want the audio, so I would like to drag the video only, which is nice. So I'll drag the video only and drop it right down here into your timeline. Now we're getting somewhere. You can also scrub across here or simply hit the play button. Now I like to fit this in the screen so you can see. Now this is what your final movie is going to look like. So this is what we have so far. Notice my in and out points are exactly how I set them. Now let's pretend, wait, here's another section that I'd like. I for in. O for out. I'm going to grab the video only and drop it right down here again. Next, if you have some pre-recorded narration or some music, find that, double click, and again you can choose where to start or stop, but in this case I'm going to grab the audio only, put that down here into the timeline. Okay, titles and credits. First I'm gonna shrink this down a bit and move my footage out of the way a little bit. So we will go to File, New, Legacy Title. You can give this a name if you like, you don't have to. And here we go. So the Type tool, Text tool, you can drag out a text frame, title your wonderful movie, whatever you want. Just like most text editing programs, you can highlight your text, change the font, you can hover scrub on the size to change the size, you can change the justification, all that good stuff. You can experiment with styles if you like. But for this case, that's good with me. And the strange thing about this is when you're done, you just close it. Well, it disappeared. Well, now if you look down here in your project bin, there's that title, and you can simply drag that onto your timeline. Now, let's say you want to lengthen your title, shorten your title, you can grab an end and make it whatever size you want. Now notice, as I scrub over here, there's nothing down here, so that will be black. If you have footage, it will appear over your footage. So that's easy enough. Let's make some end credits. So again, File, New, Legacy Title. Let's call this end credits. Say okay. Same thing. Use your text tool. Create a text frame. Type your whatever you're going to type. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Maybe justify in the middle. You get the point. Now this magical button here will let you do crawl options or roll options. So I'd like this to roll, start off screen and end off screen. Say OK. And then let's close this. We'll look down here. I titled that end credits. We'll move that right over here. And let's see how this looks. Now let's say this is going too fast or too slow. You can certainly drag this out, and you'll notice it's slower. If I make it really short, you'll notice a little faster. And there we have it. Okay, so these are the basics. Here's my movie. It looks as though my music is way too long, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit and grab the end of my audio, pull it down there to the end. We'll zoom back in. Now that we're done here, we do not turn in the Premiere file. We need to export this. So for that, we'll go to File, Export, Media. File, Export, Media, again. Now there's a few things before you hit the go button. We want this to be QuickTime, and the preset NTSC DV. Now we want to give it a name. Now call this your whatever it is final with your last name. And if I were you, I would make a new folder to separate this in your project folder. Maybe call it final or something. And hit the save button and export. You should now have a .mov file where you saved it, and this is what you want to turn in for grading. Thanks for watching.